What's up, guys? It's your boy Effie with Any Action Sportscast, and in this video, we're gonna recap how we did at UFC Orlando. It was a tough, crazy night for us, finishing minus 2.17 units. Our bets went 3 and 4, our picks going 9 and 5. Tough night, crazy night of fights. Let's go through the whole card because it was a pretty exciting card, and then we'll go through the bets that we had and how they turned out. First fight of the night. Stella Nunes versus Yasmin. And I'm pissed at myself because all week I thought that under 2.5 at plus 180 was a good shot. I even settled for plus 140 if fight doesn't go to decision. I didn't put it in, man. I ended up not taking that shot at plus money, and sure enough, Yasmin sparks her in that second, puts her down, finishes it on the ground. Just a super impressive young fighter in Yasmin. Definitely look out for her. I bet her lines are going to be super balloon going forward. So that sucks, but definitely excited to see what. After that, our first bet of the night came up: Fire Marshall versus Marcelo Rojo. We had a half unit shot, $20 shot on Marcelo Rojo plus 150, and dude, Marshall just put him out, sparked him in that second round, and I remember thinking, okay, like Marshall has to prove it to me. This is a half unit shot on a plus 150 fighter. He's gonna have to prove it to me that he's worthy. I wasn't that impressed, and gonna be, more of the opposite after that. That kid's the truth. Very excited for the kid, and just went out there and did the damn thing. Definitely didn't think that he was gonna win via knockout the way he did. Absolutely flatline Rojo. Rojo gets caught in the over, doesn't even get hit. I think it was like about 30. Right off the bat, down half a unit. Marcelo Rojo gets knocked out by Francis Marshall there. After that, Natan Levy versus Valdez. I don't know how this fight went the distance, dude. Both guys sort of just gassed out and became nothing in that third round, but exciting fight. Levy gets the win. Very surprised that win the distance. Just like the next fight, Jonathan Pierce, Darren Elkins. Darren Elkins was bleeding, and I'm not lying, like 15 seconds into the fight. I already know what punch or what strike made him start bleeding, but the dude has a ton of scar tissue on his face. Pretty wild. And the big thing with this fight, man, was so Dan, the ref, they're in like a ground and pound scenario where Elkins is getting lit up on the ground and he's just gushing blood, and it's coming out, it's leaking out fast. And he stops the fight, which is like not uncommon. Wants to get that cut, make sure it's not like bleeding into his eye, like right by his eyebrow. And so whatever, they get the cuts like figured out, whatever, it's good. He can keep going. It's not like that bad. But instead of starting him back down in mount, or full guard, he stands him up on the feet and then end up finishing the round or whatever. And the corners are going crazy. They're like, hey, what the fuck? Like, hey, man, put him back like where he should be. And they're right. And so if you're out there with a Pierce inside the distance or fight doesn't go the distance bet, that's brutal because who knows that he was probably pretty close to finishing that fight without that blood coming out. But yeah, that was a little iffy there for sure. But then after that, guys, this is where our night spiraled and really made it super hard to come back from, make it a positive night. Michael Johnson versus Mark Diakase. Now, so as far as our bets, we had 1.75 units straight on Mark Diakase at minus 275, and we also had Mark Diakase minus 300 on a parlay, and that was a 1 unit parlay. So in total, we had 2.75 units of exposure on this fight, and Michael Johnson, dude, he was the fighter in there that didn't fight like an idiot. That's pretty much what it comes down to. Mark would just, he did something that is super frustrating to me that I hate when fighters do. So when they're fighting, let's say a guy lands a punch or maybe even gets close, I hate when fighters go like, oh, no, like that didn't hit, or like, nope, that didn't get me or something. It's like, dude, who cares, bro? Like, quit doing that. Like, focus on the fight. Like, what are you doing? You were just throwing one jab, one punch at a time. Very sloppy. Then did the rolling thunder, the spinning kicks in the third round, a close fight, smiling when thinking he thought he won the decision. Just super frustrating, and I wasn't surprised that Michael Johnson had great takedown defense and sprawls the way he did. I was surprised it held up the whole fight. He looked perfectly fine taking defending takedowns in that third round. But it's just Diakase, man. He just didn't show a sense of urgency. He let Michael be the one going first the whole fight, going forward and pressuring Diakase the whole time. Just a bad look. Other than that first round, he didn't win any rounds in my opinion, and I wasn't really surprised at the 30-27 going into that third round. I thought, damn, there's a chance Mark might be down 2 rounds here on someone's card. Which is a terrible bet. Terrible IQ from Mark. Definitely didn't think that he'd be showboating like that in the cage like that. I figured he's a guy that wants both his checks, but man, that one cost us bad. Immediately lose 2 bets. puts us down 3.25 units with that half unit shot on Rojo. So boom, right away, 2 bets in, we're down 3.25 units. Terrible. After that, Clay Guida versus Scott Holtzman. Holtzman gets upset. Clay Guida comes through as a 40-year-old underdog and cashes. Picked him on the show, but I wasn't ballsy enough to bet him. Probably should have pulled the trigger. Holtzman really faded throughout the fight. He looked good in the beginning, but he slowed down there. And dude, Clay Guida, dog. Okay. Right there, it's 2 back-to-back underdogs cash. Kind of theme on this card, man. I kind of had that feeling that there's a ton of live underdogs, and the next one comes through again. This is probably the easiest bet of the card, probably the best bet. Sucks that we weren't on it, and looking back, definitely this should have been like a 5-unit bet. Angela Hill over Emily Ducote. Angela Hill wins via decision, and she dog walked her, man. She absolutely dominated that fight. There was not one thing that Emily Ducote did well in that fight. Low volume, didn't land, getting pressed back. Terrible. Angela Hill looked like $1 million. Looked like a fighter that has been there, more experience, and it showed. Super happy for her and anyone her at plus money. Great bet, dude. Crazy that Ducote was minus 130 after last fight. Just one fight in the UFC. But after that, our first bet that won, fucking Phil Rowe taking on Nico Price. We had we had 0.75 units on Phil Rowe at plus 120. This came down to, I thought Phil was going to have a striking advantage. Not that clear, but the power for sure. I thought he was going to have the more significant strikes. I thought his strikes would be doing more damage, you could say. But, man, Nico Price and Phil Rowe have really low fight IQ. In that third round, it was in that third round, it was so bizarre to see Nico come out and look good for like a quick 30 seconds, and then just, boom, it's like, he dumped. His tank just dumped, and Phil was able to catch him. That was a sweaty one for sure, but Phil's got that dog in him, younger, fresher guy, and he was able to cash for us there, plus 120. Hit that for a positive 0.9 units. That got us a little bit, more toward back on track. So right at that moment, we were thinking, okay, we're gonna have to continue to hit the rest of our bets to have a positive night. Our Eric Anders, dude, another underdog that I picked to beat Kyle Dawkins. Kyle Dawkins, man, got his face smashed 4 or 5 months ago, got surgery. I don't know how he can come back that quick. Sure enough, gets dominated by Anders here, and finished on the ground. I should have took a shot on Anders. Wish I would have bet him. And dude, this one really hurt. This one buried us. We had money on this. Roman Dolidze versus Jack Hermansson. We had a parlay. Jack Hermansson minus 185 with Sergey Pavlovich to win via knockout. That was plus 173. A 1.2 unit shot on that. Obviously, the first leg comes up. Jack Hermansson versus Roman. And Jack's doing okay in the first round. Pretty close first round. And then the grappling exchanges happen, and Roman reverses him for like one of the most slickest, like dopest reversals I've seen in a while. Gets on top. He ends up getting in this weird calf slicer position. Ends up getting on top or on the back of Jack and able to just pretty much ground and pound him. Nothing Jack can do. He was stuck. It was just a matter of time. I remember right when it happened, looking at the clock, like, oh damn, there's time. Really up to the ref now to stop the fight. Nothing you could do. He was stuck, man. Pretty much almost like a crucifix plus a calf slicer, but facing down. It was weird. Super random position. Roman is a dog. Plus money on him. Cashes again. Damn, I should have been on it. But yeah, this one hurt. Jack. I thought Jack was going to be able to be the better grappler there. And cost me. So down 1.12 units or 1.2 units on that. Immediately blows the parlay. Sucks because we'll skip to right now. Tai Tuivasa versus Sergey Pavlovich. Dude, the amount of damage that Tai took in like 50 seconds, insane. Swarmed him. Sergey swarmed him and put him out early. Really didn't look like anything happened after. Like after the fight, it was like he didn't have to fight that night. It was crazy. It was so bizarre to see Tai go down, come up, go down again, and then they call the fight, and the camera goes on Tai, and his face is just fucking bloodied up, crazy. I remember thinking like, wow, all of that and just those little furies, like those 50 seconds of a fight. And he's looking like that. Pretty crazy. Super quick turnaround. Shouldn't have done it. Interested to see what his contract situation is like now. But, yeah. Sergey might be the truth. That was impressive, man. And it sucks that Hermanson lost, bro. That would have been an easy parlay piece. Fuck. What can he do though? Mateus Nicolau, KO's match Snell. Snell asking for that fight after his last fight is pretty funny. Um, Impressive win, dude. Mateus is good. Mateus is good. Gave him a pretty high spot on the card too. I was surprised at that. I was surprised the Tide fight wasn't higher. Two more fights, guys. This one, we needed RDA big. I had RDA. I had a bet on Rebus and Tracy Cortez to go the distance, and then parlayed with RDA. Then that fight got canceled, so it turned into a straight bet on RDA minus 550, 1.6 units. And I was like, oh my god, you gotta be kidding me. Win 0.3 units, bro. For us, our units are $40, so that's $12. It was a complete joke. I was like, but whatever. He dominates, and we had a parlay that would have lost both legs. Did Casey minus 300 and over 2.5 rounds in this fight, minus 250. And I mentioned on the stream that I was on before the fights with Johnny K. Picks and them, but the only thing I was worried about with this over was a submission by RDA. Sure enough, he ends up getting it. Too much time on the ground. Barberina gets taken down by Augusta Win. So I knew that the opportunity for a submission was going to be there, but I didn't think that he was going to get it. Yeah, I'm glad the RDA won. If he would have lost, it would have been a terrible, terrible night. So RDA wins, leaving us with our last bet. We ended up placing this bet during the live stream with Cody and Johnny and them. It was cool, but fight starts round 3 in the main event for minus 185, 2-unit bet. And bro, that one was sweaty too, dude. Like 10 seconds, 30 seconds of the fight, I was like, oh my god, here we go. Like, these guys are just gonna go on a show and try and please the fans. Crazy. I was surprised. Well, I was happy that Wonderboy was able to last that first crazy round, and even the second round was pretty dangerous. But that ends up hitting pretty easily. Crazy main event, man. If you had money on Holland, I'd be furious because multiple times he could have took top positions, had Wonderboy down, and could have counted him out and just lets him up. And sure enough, he ends up losing the fight, man. I think you could hear his coach in between rounds, be like, bro, treat it like an MMA fight. You're in an MMA fight. You're not in a boxing fight. Like, you're out here to fucking fuck around. Like, go fight this guy. It's an MMA fight. What are we doing? And sure enough, next round, he gets his hand broke. And now you're in a real dangerous spot. Like, this is not can't be doing stuff like that. Wonderboy, though, dude, hats off to him. He looks so fast, man. His counter left straight was so quick, right on the money. Again, obviously his kicks, dude, so fast. Distance management. Crazy fight, though. I gotta say, he definitely benefited from Holland letting him up, but what are you gonna do? Let a guy do like that? What do you think is gonna happen? Wonderboy, one of the best strikers in the UFC. So that's pretty wild. Wonderboy gets his first finish in like however many years. We hit that to bring us to negative 2.17 units on the night. Man, tough night for our bets, but we gotta bounce back this week with a pay-per-view. About to start taping right now after I upload this video. Super excited for that Bryce Mitchell versus Ilya Topuria fight. Sucks what happened with Jiri Prochazka breaking his shoulder, but I think that pay-per-view is still going to be fun. Real quick for the channel, be on the lookout. Me and my boy Martin, my OG producer, if you're a fan from the beginning of our show's history, you know who I'm talking about. We're going to go to the press conference, man, and it's going to be exciting. We're going to be interviewing Patty the Baddies fans, first time in Vegas for a pay-per-view, so I'm expecting a big turnout from the fans. Really excited to see how the press conference goes, but pay-per-view should be fun. Video should be out on Wednesday. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Really appreciate all the support. Let me know, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about my bets, how we did, and how you guys did. Brutal night for most of us out there, but turn profit. Hats off to you guys. Congrats. Let's keep it going, and let's keep making this money, man. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next week. Peace.